This is Stacky, a website builder inspired by Webflow. So I'm going to go ahead and add a section to the page. We can see how it works. Let's go ahead and give it a class of view section. Let's give it some padding block. That's padding top and bottom of 5 rem. And we'll do padding inline. That's left and right padding. And we'll go ahead and do 2 rem. So now if I add another section to the page and I give it that same class, they'll share the same styles. Now, where things get interesting is once we start to add more classes. So let's add a UTheme dark, and we'll set the background color here over to black. Now, when I do that, these are not combo classes. I can style them independently. So if I go to a lower breakpoint and I decide I want to change UTheme dark, that's just affecting this one class on that breakpoint. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that style. And so let's say we want to also style something like the section's hover. So I can do usection : and then here I have anything like first child focus. We'll switch this to hover, and let's go ahead and set the background color on hover over to gray. So now when I hover either section, it turns to gray. Now I'm going to go to that usection class and we'll give it a transition, and we'll do 800 milliseconds like that. And that way it just smoothly animates. So we have those styles set there, and we can override any of these styles very easily across breakpoints. We can also style by data attribute. So I'm going to add a data awesome attribute with a value of section. And then if I want to style that, notice how it knows what my attributes are, data awesome, and it knows what values can go with that attribute. So this one is data awesome section. Let's go ahead and give it a height of 20 rem. Let's actually do something like 30. That looks good. And so now if I add that same data attribute over to this element, let's do data awesome. Let's set the value to section. It gets the same styles there. Now, I really want it to focus on the way the code is handled here. So if we go ahead and open our style here, we can hit enter or just open it. There's actually just this bottom editor here instead of any kind of pop-up that blocks things, and we can edit things in real time. So there's no like hidden styles. Everything that's part of your site in ECSS will be here. So you have full control over everything. So let's say I want to change UTheme dark to be more of this darkish green. Notice how it's updating in real time. So if I go over here, UTheme dark, we'll see this dark green here. Notice that once I start to change it, it's updating here in real time on those selectors. So anything I want to change about this, let's back down the height. Let's try 20. Notice real-time updates across that. And I can see that on these different selectors. Now I can save these changes or cancel. I'm going to cancel there. And we can also go ahead and edit our different breakpoints. So these are all set with EM, and we can set any number we want. So if we want the breakpoint to be a little higher or lower, if we want to preview our text zoom, any of that we can adjust from here as well. And if we take a look at like the way our selectors are handled, for now I just have some simple like property and value pairs, but it would be pretty simple to build out a UI for this as well. If we wanted buttons for some of these, I spent a couple hours just building this out with Claude to get a good idea of how this can work. But notice instead of having to do things like side scroll, we just click in and it expands it. And there's this nice syntax highlighting. So anything we want to do, if I type calc and I create the bracket, it automatically creates the closing one. So all that is really easy to control there. Now here I can export this. It'll export out the HTML file, and then I can import it in again later if I want to edit it and make changes. But let's go over to here. So I can drag things like a video onto the page, for instance, and notice how like the image video SVG selector that has some styles set on it. And that's just because in the embed here, those selectors are chained together here to form that. So I can edit those styles from there as well. But if we look at this, here we'll notice in the settings we have these different data attributes. I can remove any of the attributes. I can update the video. If I want to drop in an image here, I can go ahead and choose one of these images for that, and I can go ahead and set things like loading, and let's set eager, so we can add different attributes we might want there on those. And then here I wanted to reimagine the way SVGs could be handled. So instead of having to like have them built any certain way, we might want to just upload it as an SVG, but then replace the fills and stuff with current color. And now we have this SVG that I can drag in and start using in different places. So I'm going to give this a class of hero logo. Let's give it a width of 2 rem and a height of auto and a color of blue like this. And let's say that I want to drag in another instance of that logo somewhere. Let's put it in this first section here. So we have these two. So now what I might want to do is just go ahead and replace them. So let's go over here, and what I'll do is just edit, and we'll replace it with this logo instead. And we'll hit replace, and it's going to globally update every instance of that logo in use. So we can replace images, videos, delete or add assets, all of that from there. So for our actual variables, those are set on the HTML element, so we can see them all here, or we can adjust them from the variable panel. So if I switch this over to red, notice it switches here as well, and I can double click to rename. So I can put this in a new folder, give it a new actual variable name. I can collapse the folders, so we can have all of that and add variables just to this folder or to the whole group. So that's an overview of just the variable setup. But really the reason why I set this up is I wanted to just kind of experiment with what Webflow could look like if it was built to house some of this different things like styling by tags and data attributes, and how could all of that play together. Here you'll notice the preview. So we have that working there. I can kind of just go between these different breakpoints, and all of the keyboard shortcuts that Webflow normally has I can do there as well. But yeah, this is fully built out in Webflow, so I'll leave a link to the clonable in the description below if you'd like to clone it and customize it. But I think this is it's fun to be able to just build out some pages with this editor, quickly export them, import them back in really easily, and just have a visual builder for some HTML. Just kind of free form and simple. So let me just build out a quick section and just to show it in action. So I'll go ahead and add a use section. We'll remove this if we don't need it to hover. This padding and stuff will remove the transition. Go ahead and add a div, give it a class of uContainer. We'll go ahead and give this a max width. We'll do something like 70 rem, and we'll do margin inline, which is left and right of auto. Inside of that, I'll add a div, and I'll give this a hero layout class. And this is where I might do like a display grid. Let's do grid template columns like so. And let's do a repeat 2, and we'll do min max 0 1FR like so. And so that creates our 2-column grid, and then we'll add a gap of 2 rem. And then I'll go ahead and add a div here, and this is going to be our hero content. And inside that we can add a heading and a paragraph, and I'll customize this, my heading. And let's go ahead and add on this side an image, and let's go ahead and just choose an image from here. And let's go ahead and give this image a class. Let's go hero image. Let's give it a border radius. Let's go 1 rem. Let's grab this this div, hero content. We'll do a line self center to center it with 100%. And then if we head down to this breakpoint, we select this. We might want to switch this to be a 1-column grid like that. And this image should have been 100% width, so it fills all that space. So I'm going to go back to desktop on the all image tag. Let's add that width 100%. So that looks much better there. And that is responsive. That looks good there. And so then I'll just go ahead and export, and I'll go ahead and open up that file. So here it is, and this is our site, all responsive and good to go there. And yeah, and then what I can do is we'll head back over here. I'll refresh, and this time I'm going to import it, and I'll import back in that site. And then so here I have all of my same styles. I can continue to edit from there. But yeah, that's an overview of this builder. Like I said, I was able to put it together with Claude in a couple hours, and it's just fun to build out something like this, see how far AI can take it, and just have a little tool to use like that. So again, feel free to clone it in the description below if you'd like to try it out. But that is the Stacky editor.